Let's go to Mark White, GBNews' home and security editor. Mark, a stabbing on one of the boats. Have we heard of these incidents before?
Yeah, we have, actually. It might come as a surprise to many people, talk of a stabbing on board a boat, but actually there are increasing levels of violence, particularly on the French side of the Channel. And what's been happening is that over recent months, increasingly numbers of migrants who just don't have the money to buy a ticket through the proper people smuggling channels try to muscle their way onto the boats as they take off from the French shores, and then they come face to face with the gangmasters, the people smugglers, who mete out their own form of justice, and that can be often quite violent. There have been a number of incidents in recent months where some bodies have been found on the beaches of northern France, and the working theory is that that has been as a result of an altercation trying to get on a boat and meeting with a violent response from those criminal gangs. They don't mess about, so it's perfectly possible that this individual, this man, may have received those stab injuries as he tried to get on this boat. Clearly, he's now been taken to hospital here in the UK. His injuries, we're told, are not life-threatening.
No, and Mark, you know, we do hear that the French genuinely are stepping up their attempts to stop the boats from going, puncturing dinghies. Even a case I saw last week of French officers wading into the water, almost trying to drag a boat back, drones being used in the riverways, which have been a much more common way for boats to launch in the last year or so. But they can't stop it, can they?
No, and that's why I think we should be worried about what we're seeing now unfolding on the other side of the Channel, because there is no doubt, as you say, there is an intense effort that is underway by the French authorities, having received obviously many millions of pounds more from the UK government, but funding a part of that operation themselves as well. But they have a huge stretch of coastline. Having said that, though, they are evident on large stretches of the coast. But the thing I think that's worrying is, despite this clear increased French police presence, we are still getting numbers of boats that are making it across the Channel that are now exceeding last year's number. Now, the government trumpeted the fact that the number of migrants who'd come across last year was down 36%. We said it was more to do with the weather. They argued that actually it wasn't the weather as much the same last year as it was the year before. Whatever you believe, the fact is this year already the numbers who are coming across are up by about 500 on where they were at this point last year.
Mark White, as ever, thank you very much indeed. And isn't it odd, the Home Secretary, James Cleverly, has gone very